them control the pace of the game.
Yeah, when Dread and I casted SPT yesterday, we were talking about their seemingly inability to play proactively. They always play reactively versus their opponents. It was a problem for them in the BlizzCon groups, and with the exception of the Chinese teams that they've played against, generally it's like they're waiting to see what mistakes are made and then try to punish that from there. But they just aren't. They're playing against teams that don't really make the kinds of mistakes that they're used to within their region. Now they did get a kill on Wubby. They were able to steal the camp, recognizing that Dignitas was a little bit spread out. So this at least starts getting them back at least somewhat in this game, and they have a couple of camps to maybe give them a better setup over the shrine.
Yeah, this is a short window where SPT can make use of that time. Not only have they killed Wubby's Leoric, but also Greymane was forced to clear bottom. So ideally, in that time, which was about 10-second window, SPT quickly clears mid, takes control of the shrine, and they have pretty much done exactly that. Now you can see that they're getting outpushed, so they need to win this shrine very fast, because level 10 is on the horizon for Team Dignitas.
Yeah, it's really close. Dignitas almost have that 10. It's only 21. You can use Molten Core to try to get the rest, but I'm not sure that they have enough of the skeletal defenders to be able to do that. JPL goes in with the power slide. Cleanse on Melody C from the Rhaegar. Soap goes into Molten Core. SPT are going to force this, trying to see if they can get what is necessary to get this Punisher, but Dignitas are right on the cusp of heroic abilities.
So close. Now the silence on Arthas. He will be able to use Death Coil, walking out of it. 33 skeletons. It looks like SPT will be able to get it. Molten Core ends, and SPT can clean up. Power Slide should be available, so is Mosh Pit.
Oh my, that Mosh Pit, the Lurking Arm, and the Entomb, everything used from Team Dignitas as they get heroics, and they will bring down 3 members even as the Punisher was claimed by SPT.
Generally, the Ragnarok's Molten Core tipping point, how many skeletons you need to get before Molten Core can pretty much finish it off with minimal help is about 27 skeletons.
Yeah.
They activated it at 22. Therefore, when it ended, you were at 37, and then they just stuck around a little bit too much against Power Slide and Mosh Pit. It was fairly predictable that that was going to be happening, and so generally SPT would have liked to pull out a little bit faster and then just cast a few range spells.
Well, they didn't get to push with the Punisher, but with a leaping strike from Xin Xiao, SPT were hoping that they could chase down Team Dignitas, who were pushing up in the top lane again, weakening that top fort for SPT. No catch there, but SPT, except for Soap, still hanging around out there. Now with heroic abilities, they are getting more aggressive. They've caught Snitch. This is exactly what we wanted to see from SPT. Well done.
Yeah, exactly. Very good move. Recognizing all the heroics are not yet available for Team Dignitas. Mosh Pit, long cooldown, catching Snitch on Stukov there in the rotation. You have equal levels, why not? Now able to steal a Bruiser camp. You know, it won't push hard, it will be defended, but this is again a timing window. Oh, nice job, Melody C. Poison of Lunara.
The spray is just oh so important there.
So now a little bit of time is created, and I'd like to see SPT use this. Go for the gates, go for a fountain, go for some towers. Just don't go for camps on your own side of the map. You have forced Greymane top to defend. You've forced Leoric to teleport. This is a little bit too passive in my opinion. You get your own impalers after forcing many rotations, getting guaranteed information. Ideally, you take either the middle bottom impalers or you do some vanilla pressure on the towers, then pull back to your own impalers to get maximum value on the map.
Yeah, they did go back to their half of the map, which gave time for Dignitas to stabilize. They'll get their Khazra to push against those of SPT. But SPT are going to get the bottom Khazra just in time for the next shrine to activate in a few seconds. No 13 yet, though, for SPT.
Yeah, no 13. And Dignitas will have it. That means that SPT needs to start making plans to pressure in other parts of the map. Now, top lane seems the obvious choice, since Dignitas has the bottom shrine here probably on lockdown. Now, SPT actually looks like they want to keep the skeletal defender count very similar, so that they can use Molten Core to steal it. Ragnaros is already in position. He's going to use it early.
That's really, really early. Let's see if Mizaka can lock them down to get some extra damage on Team Dignitas, along with some of the things like the explosive rune. The meteors are falling. SPT moves in. 13 for Dignitas means they really need to watch out for those lurking arms, because now Snitch can root with Virulent Reaction, and rooting someone in place for that much longer, you're going to get caught by things like Power Slide with 7-sided strike, and that is pretty terrifying. There's a lurking arm there. Cleanse used. Ancestral Healing does not connect on Arthas, and there's a mosh pit.
That was so close to proccing. Army of the Dead was already on. He just walked out of the silencing arm. Dignitas now gets kill after kill. Ancestral was a frame away from landing. And now, to add insult to injury, Molten Core will not be available. Nice root there with that Virulent Relaction.
Dignitas kills Ragnaros, and there wouldn't have been Molten Core to defend versus this anyway, but this is still going to hurt a lot. SPT took a risk. They felt like they needed to engage without the 13. It was understandable because they had that Molten Core pressure, and they got very close. But without all the members of their team here to defend, and with push in multiple lanes from Team Dignitas, this is a big moment for Team Dignitas, unless they lose Greymane here. SPT gets right back out and back into the fight.
Yeah, good to get that kill. Definitely helps, and it stops the bleeding a little bit. It means keep wall will be safer. Ragnaros pulls over the Punisher to the fort to deny a bit of fortification damage. Meantime, though, will be happiest skeleton I've ever seen, able to push down that top fort. Dignitas is closing in on level 16. Yes, they lose Greymane, but all in all, their master plan is still working.
Yeah, this sets them up so well for future Punishers to come, because they've nearly taken down every single fort. It's just the one in the mid, and with a push with 16, some mercenary camps potentially, that thing will not be long for this world. It's up to SPT to get 16 so that they can have a fair fight over the next shrine, or things start getting hairy for them to be able to win this game, because they could start losing keeps.
Yeah, and they need to be careful too of actually getting engaged upon before they reach that goal. In comes everyone. They see this. Lunara has that vision on ETC with the poison. It looks like Dignitas will just bully away the lunch money of SPT. Take that cap. Nice Sulfurous Smash. That's a lot of damage on Stukov.
Yeah, the Sulfurous Smash, excellent, but the Howling Blast 2 to set it up. Mosh Pit hits. This time, Melody C in a position to boop and stop that right away.
Really, this is actually a good fight for SPT. I would have liked to see them chase. A lot of heroics were used. A poor overlap by Dignitas using Mosh Pit and Flailing Swipes at the same time. This is, I think, one of the best situations to fight the talent down. All those heroics are gone. All you need to worry about is quote-unquote damage. Go for the throat 7-sided, but you've got good control. You still have Ancestral, and I think in this case, I would have liked to see SPT just pretend that they are the boss of this gym. Like, just move around and take enemy camps, fight even the talent down. They're going to play it safer though, and it might still prove to be the more fruitful approach, as they're going to get closer and closer to 16, and maybe they'll be able to say something about this shrine.
Yeah. Not only did SPT or Dignitas use Mosh Pit, but SPT still had Ancestral Healing as it just came back off of cooldown. So they still had one of their important defensive cooldowns. Now they're getting aggressive again. They found Wubby off soaking by himself. This gives time for Ragnaros to push that lane. They're getting close to having 16 and being able to contest this next shrine. SPT have been doing a fantastic job of making sure to get camps right in advance of this shrine always. To force somebody to have to go defend, it's usually the Leoric there, but if they get a kill on Leoric, maybe even forcing Poix Greymane to go down there.
Yeah. Ideally, they would have liked bottom Impaler, but there was simply no time. SPT is now starting to try and contest this Punisher, but they have the Fallen Bruiser top. Okay, they're going to give it up. Lucio's trying to kill one skeleton. Good job. You got it, Melody C.
Yeah, Dignitas got there very quickly to the shrine, knowing that SPT were pretty close to getting 16. So if they could get enough of a lead that SPT didn't feel confident that it was even worth trying to get in there, then they could just get the Punisher for free, and that's what they'll do. It is in the lane with the forts left, but there's not very much of a fort left. So should see SPT just sit behind the gate, wait to bait that thing over the gate toward the keep.
And then maybe Molten Core with Sulfurous Smash trying to delete one of the supports. Let's see what they can do there. Misaka actually moves forward. In comes the silencing arm, Misaka.
7-sided strike. Mosh Pit, the zoning mosh, knowing that Arthas is going to run back through. Ancestral Healing doesn't hit, but the Entomb does catch several, forcing out a sound barrier.
Chen Xiao trying to get away from Poik, auto attack, and he gets taken out. Nice job by Poik. That's a triple kill. Misaka moved forward, recognizing that maybe they can get a kill together with Sulfurous Smash. but he will get taken out. That silence from Stukov, such a powerful tool. Then the Entomb on the rest, taking out Rhaegar as well. Ancestral once again too late. And now it's all water under the bridge. Dignitas takes the first map and is getting even closer to a guaranteed top 4 position in this tournament. I mean, in this group stage.
Yeah, Team Dignitas feeling pretty good there. They did lose a couple of members here and there, especially SPT were able to catch out people like Wubby out in lane, and that felt like it kept SPT in the game more so than we have seen in other series. So it was nice to see from SPT.
Yeah, you know, they stopped the bleeding in many places, and yet were never able to get ahead. It started already with the Arthas at level 1. Just, it's the same thing as yesterday, really, that we're echoing here, is that SPT needs to think a few steps ahead and deciding very clearly with their shot calling, because I think shot calling is the biggest thing here. Either you're going to contest or you're not. If you are, go, go, go. If you're not, start doing something else on the map. And
yes.
I feel like they suffer a little bit from the bystanders effect. Everyone is looking.
Yeah.
Oh, our fort is dying, our house is on fire, but no one is getting the fire extinguisher.
Right.
They're just standing there and looking, and it's like, our fort is... You gotta go do something else.
Yeah, that's you could definitely see that in that first or second shrine phase where Team Dignitas were on the shrine and they were kind of going for kill mid, but they also like weren't really soaking all of the lanes. They kind of went in and got a couple of skeletal defenders, and that whole time with having Greymane and Leoric there and Stukov, Dignitas took out skeletal defenders pretty fast, and so SPT really didn't get anything out of that. And if you look at Team Dignitas as a counterpoint, when they give up a shrine, it's to get something. They are going to do something. They're going to take out a fort somewhere. They're going to get towers, just any little bit of extra lead, or at least enough to make sure that it maintains a balance even if they do lose that shrine.
Exactly, because the first, second, and third Punisher are very easy to balance out with appropriate side lane pressure.
Right.
If someone is busy killing skeletons, doesn't give any XP, takes a while, so you're doing something else. And that balance is probably lost, like at Punisher number 5, Arcane Punisher. At that moment, it's all or nothing on that objective. SPT not quite getting the balance right just yet. Now, first map goes to Dignitas. SPT's chances to make top 4 probably drop to about 3%. They still need the next win. They still need 2-0 against Fnatic tomorrow, and they need CE to beat Fnatic as well. And they gotta give it their all.
MVP is Snitch, widely regarded as one of the most improved players for all of HGC. Even just looking at from BlizzCon to BlizzCon last year to this year. And that Stukov play was great. Snitch being able to flex so much for the team. He wasn't really playing too many of the secondary supports, even just at BlizzCon, the HGC finals. So to bring in Poik and know that Snitch can flex right back onto that role as well as play more range for them, whatever is necessary, is one of the many reasons that Dignitas has had success, the success that they have had at this event.